All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Matt, Area Director for Kannaway, and we're going to go ahead and do our BA back office training tonight. So as just quick disclaimer, I'm going to be logging in through a test BA account, not my own account, to keep it confidential for many reasons, but still to give complete access to the full BA back office and to show you all the different aspects of the Kannaway back office for new BAs. All right, so once everybody signs up, hopefully right off the bat, they receive the emails from Kannaway Corporate. I will tell you a lot of times those emails do go into the spam folder. So this is kind of a getting started before we even get to the back office. But if you do not immediately have your back office emails with your BA number and your password, be sure to check the spam folder. I've seen it probably close to 50% of the times it's going into the spam folder. So you need to make sure to get to this part that you have your BA number and you have your password. So I'm going to skip right to something that I feel is the first thing that people should do as soon as they log into their back office for the first time. And that is to actually go to the accounts tab and go to update personal info. And the reason I want you to do this is for two things. It's to put in your birth date. So when you start receiving checks, that's already in there. But the most important part is the password. I want you to immediately go in and change your password to something that you're easily going to remember, because I know that when Kannaway Corporate sends you that temporary password, it's a bunch of numbers that has no real meaning to it, and it doesn't make it very easy for somebody to memorize that password. So like I said, first things first, go in and change the password. Make sure that your email addresses are updated in here correctly so that you get all the corporate emails. Now you see there's two different email addresses, regular email address and notification email address. If you want to get emailed everything from corporate, you want to stay on track with everything, and you want to make sure you're getting all the latest news that is coming out, be sure that your email is in both of these sections right here. All right, so that's the first part of this. Let's skip right back to the beginning after changing your password, but that's your overall Kannaway back office dashboard. Now this is pretty much your back office at a glance. It's going to contain all the useful information, overview of everything that you need to know, such as the number of BAs in your downline. If you have any retail customers, the number is going to show up right here. The commissions that you've earned, and then if you need to find a particular person in your downline. Now, if you have 5 people in your downline, this feature is not going to be super important. Once you fast forward 6 months, a year, and you've got 500 people, Search My Downline is going to be an important feature for you to go ahead and look into. The next most important part about this is right down here. All of this information keeps you in tune with everything that you really need to know. Your smart ship date, the smart ship total, the amount plus shipping of your next smart ship to come out, the business volume of your smart ship. Now, everybody should have 110 BV, but there is minimum amounts that you can have to maintain certain ranks. But it is ideal for duplication purposes that everybody has 110 BV. And give me 1 second while we've got some annotation going across the screen. Let me take this off real quick. I'm so sorry I didn't disable that. Okay, so you've got, as you can see, your star qualification. You're going to be either 1, 2, or 3-star qualified, and then rising star qualified. Rising star qualified is if you are to earn triple DSBs on all of your initial value pack sales. So this is called rising star or tripled up, however you'd like to see it. This lifetime, once you are rising star qualified, because it says lifetime next to it, but when you're within your first 30 days in the business, it's going to say a specific date, and it's going to tell you the number of days that are left. So if you signed up and you've been involved for 10 days, it's going to tell you have 20 days left to become Rising Star qualified. Your qualified rank, now you see there's qualified rank and earned rank. Your earned rank is the highest rank that you've ever achieved, but the qualified rank is the rank that you currently are as of whatever your BV is. So what can basically happen, you can hit executive director, which is a total of 5,000 BV, but let's say the following month you have a bad month and your team's not really producing, or things dip just below maybe 4,900 in BV. Your earned rank's still going to be executive director, but your qualified rank's actually going to be senior director. So ideally, you keep the qualified rank and earned rank the same. You really don't ever want to step backwards, but I must say it is possible and it does happen. Current PV, that's obviously the point volume or personal volume. That's what you get from your own orders. Your own smart ship or your own personal orders will show up as your PV or your personal volume. Your GV is the amount of group volume that you have in your organization. So this is pretty much all of the volume that comes from team sales within your organization. And then current month RAB group volume is the rank advancement bonus group volume. So as you know, in Kannaway, you're supposed to have 3 different legs with no more than 60% in one leg. Let's assume let's just to make it easy, say you have 2 legs and you're trying to hit executive director, which is 5,000 in group volume. Well, on your large leg, you can have 3,000 in there. Then under current month RAB group volume, rank advancement bonus, you would need to be showing at least 2,000 in group volume in order to be qualified for that rank. We can go into that another time when we want to really dig deep into the compensation plan, because I know it might be confusing to some, but I just wanted to kind of point that out and again give an overview while I'm going down this. Last month PV is obviously the point volume that you had last month. Last month group volume, same thing, the group volume that you had last month, and then the last month rank advancement bonus volume. As you can see, this particular brand ambassador, like I said, this is a test account. This brand ambassador is no longer building their business, so that's why I decided to go ahead and use this particular account for test purposes. Moving on to the tabs, while we're still at the front here, this is important stuff coming up, the Ignite convention, the rank advancement trip incentive. Let's see if I can increase volume a little bit. The trip incentive that's coming up, if you hit area director or above prior to August 30th, 2017, you're qualified to go on the cruise. So everybody shoot for that. That's a big incentive that's going on right now, and it's been going on for a few months. So make sure you all make sure you hit that as well. This part's very important, especially for the newer BAs, and especially for individuals that are not really heavy into social media, but they still want to have some social media presence. This is the Kannashare section. So all of these these are the latest news articles in the time frame that when they're coming out. So you've got, they just came out 6 things you can do at the conference. Everyone saw this pop up today in your email, as well as this. Kannaway announces expansion into Europe. Appoints new operations director. That's big news, everybody. We're finally, for the first time, going international. And this is a great article that is good to go ahead and put out on your social media. So as you can see, all of these particular news articles have an actual button to push them out onto your social media. You can do a Facebook post simply by hitting a Facebook. Now, as you see here, use hashtag. Some of these used to say a hashtag and then actually have a particular hashtag they were using. Like this one might have been KWay11X. It seems like they're not putting those hashtags there anymore, but I will encourage each and every one of you to go ahead and put your own hashtag. And let me give you an example of that. If you're going to do a post, say on Twitter, for this Kannaway announces expansion into Europe, go ahead, click this. This particular wording is going to show up in the post. Then go ahead and do your very own hashtag after it, and maybe put hashtag Kannaway Europe, hashtag Kway expansion, something along those lines, something that goes along with the post that you're going to actually be putting out there on social media. Hashtags are a good way for people to be able to find you. They're a good way for people to be able to find the content that you're posting. And it's just important for y'all to go ahead and put those hashtags. Try to stay away from things that are very, very bland. You know, you don't want something hashtag CBD. I mean, it's so broad that you're not really going to get pinpointed when people are going to go ahead and do a search for you. Now, if you're going to put, you know, healthy CBD, you're narrowing it down a little bit more, so your chances of that getting found are a lot better. So keep that in mind. Try to refrain from little one-word hashtags and try to make it a little more narrow, a little more specialized, and make it a lot easier for people to you know, to go ahead and find the article that you're doing. All right, so now while we're still on the dashboard screen, the downline, if you want to go ahead and get a quick look at those people that are in your downline, you've got two different views plus the search my downline. Now this button's the same thing you saw on the main screen, but the two views that you really need to pay attention to, the tree view is going to give you the real breakdown of the actual brand ambassadors, how much group volume they have for the month, if they're on auto ship or not. You want to make sure that each and every person is on auto ship. It should say yes, 110 BV next to every single person. That's really what you want to see. Fast start qualified, once again, you want to see yeses here, because if it says yes, that means they're tripled up and they're going to receive triple the DSB commissions on their initial value pack sales for the remainder of their life in the company. It also gives you the information of those individual people. You see when they were sponsored, you have their names. And then further, you can go down the tree view and start seeing further down their downline. And that's really to kind of dig into it. Now, if you want to just see an overview of the downline, that's when you want to go to node view. It's not going to give you as many details, but it's just going to give you an overview of all the individuals in your downline. If you leave the value at 0, it's going to pull up the entire downline by default. I'm just going to flash this screen really quick because it does, again, have a lot of personal info. So I'm just going to flash it and then go back. But just to give everybody an idea, it kind of shows everybody here, shows the whole downline. And, you know, you just want to have a general view of the people that are in your downline. You know, and what's most important is to really focus on those individuals that are on your weaker legs, because chances are you'll have a strong leg that's going to have a ton of volume, and that leg was probably created from your direct sponsor or their direct sponsor as they are building out their very own leg. So yes, you do benefit from that, and that does count towards your rank advancements, but ultimately the weak leg is the one that you're truly focused on, and that's the one that you want to put a lot of your time and effort into building. So essentially the goal is to really help that weak leg catch up with the strong leg and keep that volume as evened out as possible, because all that's going to count in that strong leg is 60% of that strong leg. So if you have 100,000 in that strong leg and you only have 2,000 in the weak leg, yes, you are going to be an executive director, but you aren't going to hit gold ambassador. Now, we all know, which is not gold anymore, but it's executive area director is 45,000 in BV. So you think I got 100,000 in that one leg, but because they're only taking 60% of that, and 60% of that is actually 3,000. So, you know, you always want to, again, focus and put time in closely with those individuals. It's there helping you build out that strong leg. Now, with that said, I'm a team player. I'll help anybody in any particular leg. That's just how I do things, and it's proven to benefit me a lot, both in the past and then lately. And I get joy from helping other people succeed. But everybody has their own strategies, and everybody does things their own way. The next part after dashboard is the enroll new member. I rarely ever enroll a new member this way. You can if you want. I usually just give people my link because a lot of times I'm not actually with the person. Now, if you are with somebody that you're enrolling at the time, you can easily log into your back office and click the enroll new member link. It's good and bad to do it that way. If you're a high up rank and you've got a lot of commissions and you kind of want to show off and you know, log in and then happen to see your commissions, it's great. If you just got in and they're like, oh, well, how much money have you made in this? And you know, you haven't really made a whole lot yet because you're very new and maybe just got started 2 days ago, it might not work out as well to your favor. Ultimately, you know, being straightforward and honest, I've been involved for 2 days, but you know how booming the CBD industry is right now. I'm looking forward to us both being successful. So let's go ahead and get this going. Let's get you signed up and get your spot locked in the, you know, the fastest growing industry in the United States. You know, there's always ways around it, but I generally will send people to my link and tell them go ahead and click the join the movement button on the home page, and that's how most of my BAs get signed up. The next tab, probably one of the most important ones, is the business tab. This contains a lot of the information that you really need. You've got your team, you've got the recognition templates. This you all can look into. If you have somebody to hit director and you want a template to put on social media where you can put their picture in it, then you can get the recognition templates. The upline's not as important. You know pretty much who signs you up, so you know your upline, and hopefully you've had a phone call with your upline to get introduced to them, because it's not just your direct sponsor that's going to help you, but at times it's even their direct sponsor that's even going to provide support to you as well. So be sure to you know, go ahead and get in touch with, you know, both your direct upline and their direct upline. So you have two means of contact. If someone's busy one time, you at least have another person you can call to help you build your business, and you never have to really get delayed. The downline is kind of what I already showed you, but here's a direct link to it. The search your downline. If you have any rock stars or rock star managers in your group, this will actually show you how close you are to becoming Rockstar or Rockstar Manager. Remember, Rockstar's 3,000 in BV from 3 separate legs, and then Rockstar Manager's 9,000 in BV. This, you just look at only your personal BAs, so it factors out all the other BAs that maybe your sponsor put in for you. Just to strictly look and focus on the ones that you've put in. As you know, you get paid the most off your own BAs through coded match and check match bonuses. So obviously you definitely want to give them a lot of time and ensure that they're successful, because that's the only way you're going to be successful, is if your own personal BAs. And it goes back to the duplication process. You want to help your 3 get their 3, and then help the 3 you got build their 3, and so on from there, versus go out, get 30, and don't help any of those 30 get 1, you know. So it's all about duplication here. And then your retail customers, those are either your just people buying product at regular retail price, or your preferred retail customers. They don't count as BAs, but if you want to reach out to them, check to see how their order has been going, if their order got to them correctly, anything like that. In this kind of business, you kind of want to be a liaison between customer support and the customer, because you're going to be the one that's able to help them the most. And, you know, you're going to be the one that's probably talked to customer support and figured out some of these little issues or situations. Compensation. Everybody wants to know where this tab is. The compensation is extremely important. You can check the comp plan video. This is great to give to people because, you know, you can provide them the full comp plan documents, but obviously that's kind of hard for a lot of people to read. When you give them the comp plan video, it makes it a lot easier for individuals to understand. So make sure you know you're very familiar with this in the comp plan video. This is PDF documents, so the detailed comp plan, the one-page comp plan, our stock incentive program where we have 2.4 million shares of Medical Marijuana Inc., ticker symbol MJNA, up for grab right now. I know Jeff Lassard's got some of that stock, and I know there's a couple other individuals that are loving their stock right now that they picked up. I believe Jeff's picked up a couple 100,000 shares himself, and anyone else that's hit regional director, I think Valerie Aloisio, I think has 100,000 shares, but many of us on this call right now are going to have stock in that program ourselves. So they were just happened to get there before us. They've got several more months, maybe even a year before many of you, but that doesn't mean the rest of us can't jump in on that stock program ourselves. So the earning history, you're going to want to come here. It's going to show you in this page, if you've got a lot of checks, this page can literally go down for several feet. It's broken down. Usually, if you've got a lot of individuals that came in at different times of the month, you're going to have up to 5 checks a month. You can have 1 check every week, and then you can have a monthly check that usually comes around the 15th of the month. On the monthly check, it's where they pay out the minimum income guarantee. It's where they, if you had any infinity residuals, which is the monthly residuals, those usually come out on the monthly as well. And then your weekly coded, those particular bonuses come out every single week. And then your DSBs, your direct sales bonuses, come every single week as well. If you want to go in here and you can check the detail on these, just click detail. This, again, this list right here, once your organization grows, this list can go down for many, many feet. Now, you'll see a lot of the amounts, not here, but when you get to the infinity residuals, a lot of those amounts are 50 cents, 75 cents, 60 cents, because it's a percentage. And the cool thing about the infinity residuals, when I told you earlier, you might have a leg that has 100,000 in volume, and you really don't know half those people because maybe your sponsor put them in. If you're at the rank of executive director or above, you're actually going to get 1% off of all those individuals, even though you did not put them in. So that's what you all want to kind of build up for. The direct sales bonuses are great, but ultimately it's the residual income that everybody wants. And when you have volume that keeps growing in your organization, and you've got these infinity residuals coming in that's 5 feet long on a page, and they're 50 cents, $1, 70 cents, and you've got 100 of them, you know, they can add up very quickly. You know, every single week or every single month those come out. So that's going over the comp plan, the compensation tab. The gift card program, for those of you who don't know, when you sign up as a BA, you get 2 free gift cards. They used to mail them. They don't anymore. They're now available under the gift card program. And under gift cards available, this particular BA used her too, but you'll normally have 2 gift cards here. You can actually have a hyperlink where you can send that gift card directly to a prospect or someone else just by putting their email address in and hitting submit. It'll send them an email saying you have a $50 gift card. There's 2 links within that email. One is for them to go directly to the Kannaway shop to shop for products, and the second one is to enroll as a brand ambassador. You always want to tell the people you send it to, click the enroll as a brand ambassador link, because that's going to automatically take them to the shopping cart with their $54.98 brand ambassador fee in the cart, and that $50 gift card is going to automatically be applied to that. So then all they have to do is hit continue shopping and then go ahead and add their value pack and then check out. And that's all there is to that. You also see the gift cards that were used right here. See who they were used by, their BA ID, and the date that they were used. And if you want to purchase more gift cards, you just click that link right there. Training for all the new BAs, aside from this back office training, Once you get into the back office, change your password, go over the overviews, go into here to the training tab, which is under business. Check out the training videos. There's a lot of them. I know Randy Schrader's made a bunch of the videos. These are videos that's going to help everybody. And these aren't just generic videos that are tailored towards this industry in general. These are videos that are tailored towards building your Kannaway business. They're specific about CBD. They're specific about the gift card program. They're specific about this company in general. So go ahead and check out these videos. For those of you who don't know, Randy Schrader has made, I believe, over $20 million in the network marketing industry. So if you want to learn from anybody, obviously he's the type of guy you want to learn from. This is also very important, the Getting Started guide. You have to go here. This is that guide that says the first 48 hours in business. It tells you everything you need to do within the first 48 hours that you get involved in the company. It's got a list builder. It tells you your websites, your website addresses, all that type of stuff. So, you know, aside, like I said, once you get in here, go to the training tab. In the first 48 hours, just focus on these two parts, the Getting Started guide and these videos. And then after that, start focusing on the rest of this, because it can be a little overwhelming for new people that are checking it out for the first time. So make sure you go to that training section. Enroll a storefront. When you're ready to enroll a B2B storefront, you're going to come here. This is the only way to enroll a storefront is through the back office. When you click this link, it'll bring up essentially an application for your B2B business to go ahead and sign up. And we can go over that at a later date. We'll maybe do a B2B training for those of you that want to do that. You've got your B2B price list. This is up to date. I believe they updated this as of maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is the latest prices for your B2B. You want to print this list. If you're going to go talk to any B2B retailers, vape shops, acupuncture, chiropractor, vitamin shops, anything like that, print this B2B list out. When you see the list, there's 3 categories. There's retail, wholesale, and B2B. When you're talking with your B2B location, be sure to tell them that their pricing is the B2B pricing and not the wholesale pricing, because typically when a business owner is looking at a price list, they're assuming that it's wholesale pricing. And in this case, the B2B list, the wholesale pricing is actually the BA pricing. The B2B pricing, as the name sounds, is what the B2B retailers pay. But again, they're used to hearing things as wholesale pricing. Policies and procedures. You want to check this out when you get a chance. It's important. It just tells you pretty much, you know, to stay within the guidelines, what to do and what not to do. So, you know, check out policies and procedures when you get a chance. It's a PDF format. The next tab is the marketing tools. The first one, you can order apparel and print marketing. You know, if you needed, the last time I checked, I don't know if they shut it down, but there really wasn't anything in there. They might have just been updating products or something, but if you guys need anything, I'm sure you could get in contact with somebody that might carry brochures or anything along those lines. So, you know, be sure to check that out. Printable marketing. Now, this part's very important. This contains all PDF files of pretty much every document that you could really need. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you see here's the trifold brochures. Again, you'll find a place to get brochures within this company. Just ask around. But if you want to get an idea or take a look at the different options, they're all back here. The ones that are most important as far as these back here, the quick product reference. This is like a 2-pager of all the products we offer along with prices and volume. The product reference guide is a more detailed guide of all the products. Now, these are things that I'm saying right now that I would recommend that you print out, put into like a 3-ring binder with some of those little plastic sleeves, and take this with you when you're going and approaching people, businesses, or whatever, because these are the particular documents that you want to have on hand. The quick product reference, the product reference guide, the MJNA response to DEA. This is very important nowadays. This is when Dr. Stuart Titus goes on record to say that the Schedule 1 substance act that they did back in December, this is when he pretty much says that the hemp that we use comes from the federally exempt parts of the plant, which is the mature stalk and seed. And he references bills or laws that were passed, I think back in 2009, I believe, or one of those years. He references when they made it federally exempt. So some people will say, oh, no, I heard CBD is illegal. And then, you tell them it's not. And they're like, well, what about in December 13th when the DEA came out with that ruling? You go ahead and show them that response to the DEA. The way I like to say it is if this hemp CBD was truly illegal, Kannaway or Medical Marijuana Inc. would be the ones that would have to worry, not us brand ambassadors. So the DEA is going to go for a company that is breaking a law. And clearly, as you can see from both Kannaway, Medical Marijuana Inc., and so many other CBD companies out on the market, clearly they're not breaking any laws because it continued to be business as usual. So, unfortunately, you're going to hear people say that, oh, the new ruling, this and that. But the best thing to do is go reference this response. It gives specific court dates, it gives specific years, and it gives specific bills that were passed that says ours is federally exempt. This is a new section that's in here, lab results. This you want to check out as well too, because especially a lot of the B2B retailers that already deal with CBD, a lot of times they like to see lab results to see the contents of it. We now have that right here, PDF format, lab results for the premium hemp oil, the Kannaway Pure, the Revive AM, PM, and the Revive Pro has those particular lab results. The Kannaway flip chart no talking points is a great flip chart presentation. I use that particular presentation on my Tuesday webinars, which takes place right after this. It's also another good thing for you to put in that binder that you have. So if you want to go and do a flip chart with whoever you are talking to about this business, that Kannaway flip chart's a great one to go off of. That pretty much concludes the printable marketing section. The CannaShare is pretty much what I showed you earlier. You saw those 3 latest articles, but if you click on the CannaShare link over here, that's actually going to show you all the different articles, and it's going to go back as far as when they first started. So obviously you can scroll through and go back to later things, but the most current and most up-to-date things are going to be stuff on the very first page, maybe the past 5 or 10 things. Or maybe there was a product launch that we did, maybe when the Kannaway Energy Chews came out. That was a few weeks ago. You might have to scroll back a little bit to see that. But CannaShare, again, is where you're going to get all your social media content that is approved by Kannaway. And of course, there's stuff about the products, but there's also stuff that's not specific to the products themselves. I know one of the recent sharing articles was how to read the 5 ways to read the label on a CBD bottle, because there's many different companies out here that try to be deceiving and make things look different than they are. But Kannaway is always giving you proactive information for you to learn yourself and for you to give out to other individuals, so they make sure that they're reading the accuracy and of what's in the particular CBD products. My websites, this is important. You want to have this, the Kannaway.com, this is your main website. Now, what I do for myself and everyone on my team is I make sure that we get a domain name. You can go to anywhere like 1-in-1, GoDaddy, any place like that. Get a domain name and actually just forward your domain name to this link. So that's how I have www.get-hemp.com. When someone goes to that, it essentially just forwards them directly to this link. You also have your new member enrollment link. This is where you would send somebody that you want them to bypass the regular website. Maybe they're just ready to join. They don't need to see the rest of it. you can just send them that link, either email or text it to them, and it's going to take them directly to where they can enroll and become a brand ambassador immediately. And then the third link is for your Kannaway store. I like this link as a separate domain name, and the reason for that is because when I'm talking to someone that's just going to be a retail customer, and I know that they're at least at this point in time, they don't have any interest in the brand ambassador program, I'm going to go ahead and send them the Kannaway store link. So it strictly takes them to the shopping cart where they can pick the products they want and check out without having to go through the videos, the web pages, all of that other stuff. So it's a good way to go to them. And again, this all can be shared. You can share this directly on Facebook or any of your social media sites. So the next and probably last thing aside from the account settings would be the product section. Purchase products. If you want to go and place some extra products aside from your Smart Ship, you can go in, click purchase product, and just place one-time orders for particular products that you want. Manage Smart Ship, where you go in and set up your 110 BV. You'll go into Manage Smart Ship, and you actually go in and pick the different products that you want. You got all your options, pick it. Down at the bottom, you choose the date. It gives you 4 different dates every single month. Choose the date that works best for you, and then update your order. Gives you a little overview of what you have, the product and the BV. Again, you want to try to make sure you have 110 BV here just so you're qualified for all parts of the comp plan, and prepare yourself for once you hit those higher ranks, you have to have that 110 BV. If you ever need to cancel your Smart Ship for any reason, I don't really recommend it. CBD is something that you want to take daily to get the full benefits. But if you ever order too much product for some reason and you need to cancel your Smart Ship, order history. This is one of the most important parts why I wanted to bring people in here as well. So again, this is under products and then order history. It's going to show you all the orders that you've ever made. It's going to show you the status of the payment. And it's also going to show you the date you ordered, the date you paid, the date they actually shipped it, and then you have your tracking number right here. This tracking number is a hyperlink. You can click this. It's going to take you directly to the shipping page. These numbers right here are from USPS. This was back when Kannaway used USPS. Now it's going to be 1Z with a bunch of numbers. That's a UPS tracking. Go in here, click this link. It's going to take you to the UPS page, and it's going to show you when your particular item was shipped and when it's going to arrive at your home. You've got the order total and then the BV of all these individual orders. And then if you want to look at individual invoices, you can go right here. You see the invoice, you see the essentials, the auto ship, and the price, shipping, and everything like that. All the details you need. And if you use it for business purposes and you need to write it off or anything, you can feel free to go ahead and print these out, put them on record. And if you notice when you get your orders, they also send you this slip inside your order, so you have that as well. So under products, you also got the product return policy, and then again, you've got those independent lab results under this section as well. So some of these sections have 2 links that are the same thing, but you can find most of the printable stuff under the marketing tools, including the B2B price list, the lab results, and the MJ&A response to the DEA. So that concludes product section. The last thing is the account section, updating personal info. Like I said, if you need to go in, make some changes to your address, make some changes, you know, set up your birthday because your birthday is not in there originally. I see we got a hand up, and I'm almost done. And I'm going to, if you can, type it in the group chat. I'm going to be sure Sharon, I see if you purposely raise the hand, type it in the group chat. I'm going to answer your question first because we're almost done here. Update your credit card. And if you saw, Kannaway sent an email recently about cascading payment options. You have the option to put in 2 different credit cards here. So if one by chance gets declined, it's going to result to the next one. And you can also put your ACH information in here, your bank account info. Now remember, when you pay with your order with ACH or American Express, you actually still get that 10% off. So I recommend that for everybody. Either do ACH, or if you don't have American Express, go to americanexpress.com/serve, SERVE. You can actually register to have them send you a free prepaid American Express. You can load money on it, use it exactly like an American Express credit card. That's going to conclude the account section. Stay connected. You've got the events tab. So if you want to know the events coming up, you also have the support website. If you need to send a support ticket, you can do it directly through here, or you can just simply send an email to support@kannaway.com. It'll send them a ticket. You will, within a minute, you'll receive a reply letting you know that they got your support ticket. If you send an email to Kannaway support and you do not receive a reply telling you a ticket number saying that they got your thing, you might have sent it to the wrong email address. So make sure you get that. And then social media, this is just the Kannaway social media site, the group page and their product page. Contact us, terms and conditions. And that is the whole back office portion.